Well, here we are at the beginning of another year, and it looks like all hell's broken loose all over the world. Our political situation is untenable. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's mad at each other. Uh, Uncertain how that's all going to turn out, but it's as though everybody has a gripe, everybody has a complaint, and it's going to take a while to sort it all out, and so forth. In the meantime, there's something I think much bigger going on that we hardly recognize and hardly pay any attention to. And that's that we have a global uh, conspiracy happening around us. And I'm not known as being a conspiracy theorist or afraid of afraid of things in the night, but this is not a good thing. Let me talk about that for a minute. I was raised in a Christian environment, and my dad was a pastor, and so I'm familiar with the Bible passages about good and evil, and I had assumed, of course, that there is in this world good and evil, good people, bad people, but primarily that the arena of good and evil is not just a physical environment of people, but that there's a spiritual arena somewhere around us where real spirits, evil spirits exist, and where God exists, and that there's a battle going on in the spiritual. And if my orientation on that is true, then there's a war going on right now, the big one. And the hordes of Satan are spreading themselves across the face of the earth, intent upon some evil scheme. My concepts of evil are not just theological or from my early childhood, but when I was 21 years of age, I put on a uniform, strapped on a gun, pinned on a badge, and hit the streets of Colton. I got in a car with my training officer, Norm Seaburn, who's a good friend to this day. Hi, Norm. And we hit the streets, and he took me places I had never been, saw things I'd never seen, realized that while most people want to be good and sometimes fail, that there are those who are truly evil, who do not want to be good, who are committed to destroy and kill and maim and do anything they please to do, and whose natures are bent to evil. So I've seen evil up close and personal, and I affirm that it exists. But right now, I think there's a conglomeration of evil that maybe we ought to pay attention to and be aware of. It was just a couple of weeks ago that my son asked me if I was familiar with the World Economic Forum, WEF, and I was not. So I looked up their webpage and so forth. And as I read through it, I was just impressed. I was depressed by the time I ended it. For there was the spread of something that I became aware of when I was just a teenager. When I was 17 years of age, I went to San Antonio to a Bible college. And in those days, the news was all about Russia invading neighboring countries and tank warfare and the evils of communism. I didn't know much about communism, and being a curious sort, I looked in the college library for the Communist Manifesto, which, of course, in the Bible college I didn't find. But there was a young man who was working off campus at Lackland Air Force Base, and he was a librarian. So I asked him if he could find it for me, and he did. And he brought it back to the campus, and I read it, and it's relatively short, so it didn't take long to read it. And my response was not just to question the theories and to disagree with the theories, but it was sickening to me. I physically became ill in reading it for the level of control and the level of demeaning of the responsibility of the human family and of our ability to take care of ourselves was so put down. And I saw in that something of evil, needing to control others, needing to live others' lives for them, and the lack of freedom and the proposal that there be no freedom, that there be no private property, that all things be orchestrated, impressed me greatly, and I rejected it soundly. And so here I was just the other day going through this World Economic Forum material on their website and seeing all the charts and diagrams with all of the elaborate planning and for all areas of life. It was like here again was the tentacles of communism coming to life. New sounds, new words, new phrases, slick publication, promising dialogue, but nothing more than control and power grab. And again, I was sickened by it. And it's something that in the last few days I've become aware that many talk show hosts and politicians and pastors across the nation are beginning to see this thing and talk about it. And I think we need to be aware and understand that here comes again the Revelations 13, the beast. In Revelations 13, the beast came out of the pit, and there was power given to him to global power. And the whole thing of the beast is the quest for global control, to take away the world from the saints to whom it has been given to rule and reign with Christ, and to destroy it and to pervert it and to make it their own. And so I am just concerned, very concerned right now, as they are using the COVID-19 pandemic as an opportunity to launch their plans and to save the world. And anytime someone tells you they're going to save the world or live your life for you better than you can live it yourself, beware. That's an evil thing. God gave everyone the right to life and gave everyone a personality that is different, and gave everybody talents and the ability to take care of themselves. And God's plan is to allow us the free will to become partners with Him in ruling and reigning. But this World Economic Forum presumes that they should plan for us every area of our life and level out the playing field. And they make all kinds of promises of problems they're going to solve the problems of ecology, solve the problems of hunger, solve the problems of economics, solve all the problems of the world. And when I heard it and read it, it sickened me. Don't listen to them. You can live your own life. God has given you the ability, under His guidance and under His support, to live your life, to enjoy good days without all the power grabs that come around us trying to get us to submit our lives to someone greater and smarter and bigger and having more plans. That's all I got to say for right now, but more coming. See ya.